All right. Okay, I am Hijack. I am back here with another build for y'all. It is a Houndmaster build, and if you haven't played with a Houndmaster much, they do have these dogs that hang out with them, just like, my two dogs are hanging out with me now, but these dogs are, in this game, are a little bit more powerful, you'll see, in terms of, yeah, you'll see. So, before we get into this build for the Houndmaster, if you enjoyed the video, like the content, feel free to like it and then subscribe. Would really appreciate that. Okay, so let's dig into this build here. So the weapon we're using for the Houndmaster is the Dragonfire Scattergun, and both of its abilities here give aptitude, and aptitude increases critical damage. So it is going to be kind of a crit-focused build, right? And you can see that even the artifact power, which is going to enhance our dogs significantly, our artifact power gives a lot of crit chance and crit damage. So the dogs are going to be, doing a lot of damage through crit. So the runes here, the only ones that are really necessary at the top here are I just take Weapon Expert for the other weapon skill, and then reroll Mastery. This just helps us get our build that we want. You don't really, need these other ones. You can kind of pick if you think you need, I don't know, Skill Inclination or whatever up here, it's fine. For me, for now, I'm just going to choose this Material Harvest rune, just because this is going to get us more resources, so I'll take that. Now, the rest of this is pretty straightforward. So the rune, this is a really good one. Just kind of if you want to just slot this in with any build, it's probably pretty good. This just, you do more damage when a Lord of the Void is alive. It's just really good. I mean, so that one, 25% more damage right there when a Lord of the Void is around. And then we have, all the rest of these are crit based. So, vulnerable target increases your crit chance by 25%. Crit Mastery, I want to talk about this one for a little bit, because it's pretty good, because it basically takes a portion of your crit chance and turns that into critical damage modifier. Now, that may not seem, at first glance, that might not seem very much, but notice it also says here, including bonus critical chance from negative effects, and that's negative effects on enemies. So if you apply, you're going to see we're going to apply like Disoriented, okay? That increases crit chance on enemies, right? And so that extra crit chance, it's going to actually turn into crit damage, so it's actually going to be pretty good. And then the last thing here, it increases crit damage by 60%, but reduces damage by 20%. That's a very good trade-off, because we're going to have over 100% crit chance, you'll see. So all of this works really well together, and if you're ever doing a crit build, I think these three runes are just kind of, you can slap them on and they're good. The one other one that I'm not using, which you could definitely potentially argue for, is Vulnerable Exploit, which does more damage based upon the stacks of Dazed or Disoriented. So if you have a lot of Disoriented, which this build does have, if you get the right skills, this could also be good. But I think I'm just focusing on these crit, kind of runes here, right? Okay, so we go over here. The skills we're going to be looking for, so we can go over, if we click square, we can pull up a skill list. Also, you can change appearances. So I actually have the, here we go. I actually have the special appearance for this guy, because I've maxed out his skill tree, so I'll put that on. Now, the skills that we're going to be looking for are Weakening Grenade. It's a special character skill. It does cause Disoriented, okay? And that's kind of, so Disoriented increases critical strike damage, and this skill in particular, it's by 20%, so that's really good. There's a lot of things in here too, like you could go for Dazed, so like Dazed increases critical chance, or increases chance to receive critical strikes. So this will actually, again, so I think I misspoke earlier, but Dazed will stack on enemies, and then that extra critical chance is actually going to increase our critical damage. Not only that, we have aptitude on this, which increases critical damage. So frag shot we're going to look for. And then you could get the bladed chakram is pretty good. Aptitude gives us extra crit damage. That's good. There's this explosive trap, which increases critical damage. Very good. Right, and so that's kind of what we're going to be looking for. And there's a couple other ones in here. I think right here, spread shot, right, applies dazed and gives you aptitude, right? So those are the ones we're going to look for. Okay, let's get into it. And we will just go on the first area here on, all of the curses things are activated, so we'll do that.
Sand, sun, and the promise of a kill.
All right.
What a...
So just to show you right off the bat, our crit chance on the right starts out at 81%, and the crit damage is 573%. So this is kind of just based on the kind of runes that we chose. So we're already at a very, in a very good spot. And anything that, increases crit damage here is going to be very strong. Now, I will say that our damage ourself is not going to be anything in compared to the dog damage. So once you get the artifact for the Houndmaster, for any of the Houndmaster's weapons, the dogs are going to do most of your damage. It's just the way it is. So it's kind of wild. If you've played with the Houndmaster at all and you didn't have the artifact unlocked, you might have seen your dogs, maybe aren't doing much, not as much as you might think. Once the artifact, and you'll see that the dogs, change form, they're going to be doing most of our damage. The vast majority. Alright. Okay, just going to try to get 10 levels here, and then we'll try to get some of the skills that we're looking for. And I'll point out some other upgrades that we'll want. Okay. So anything that's going to give us our aptitude increase, like multicast, is fine. We've got frag shot here. I think I'm going to take the Storm of Arrows too. So let's grab frag shot, grab Storm of Arrows. Crit chance is fine. Explosive trap, again, pretty good because it does give disoriented. Have area modifier. It's great. Damage modifier. Don't really want any of these, so I'll reroll. Weakening shot. It's not what we want. Let's reroll a few times here. It's alright. We have... bladed chakram is fine. That's one of the ones that's okay. And then crit chance. We definitely... If you see anything that amps your dogs, you definitely want to get that. So we'll pick that up. Reroll this. Multicast there. I'll take cast frequency. Cast frequency is going to apply to our dogs, so that is helpful.
Let's see if you bleed as easy as the rest.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Oop. 1 down, 2 down. Yeah. Just like that.
Hunters would be proud.
Okay.
We are doing you justice.
So let's already I just want to check, and show you. Look at the dog bite damage. 2.6 million effective damage compared to everything else, right? It's by far the most damage. 5 times as much as the next thing. So it's definitely... The other skills are doing damage. It's not that they aren't. It's just that the dogs will be kind of our main, thing that's doing damage. Okay, now see the dogs are amped up. This is their, special form. And they will... Once they get up to something, they're going to basically just take it down right away. They went back to their normal form. Alright, let's get some level ups here. So crit damage is great. You want to look out for that. Reroll. You can get stuff like bleed. I think this is good. That's fine. Aptitude to prowess is good, so yeah. Take that. Agile. more crit chance. We get damage for some of our skills, but it's not going to be as impactful as getting, like, damage for our hounds. Multicast for things is good. There we go. More multicast. Go. Let's go crit damage there. Or crit chance, rather.
That'll do just fine. We rise as one. They had minerals worth bleeding for.
Alright, let's see how quickly they go down. Moving over here. There we go.
Alright, one more Soulstone for the back.
Try to get these gems over here. Oh, whoa. There we go. Okay. Grab all this, then level up. Alright. Hound upgrade. Multicast. More multicast. Reroll that. Damage modifier, if everything is awesome. That's fine. We can definitely, like, level our skills a little bit here. Area of effect. Ooh, that's good. Aptitude into prowess. That's good. Cast frequency. Sure. Grab that. Alright. Damage. We can get block. Why not? Some defense. Sure. We can get that skill chain so our bomb ability can go off more.
Like you, almost my favorite thing to do.
There's a lot of minerals. There we go. Yeah, if the dogs get on them, they will not last very long. I mean, even this guy, it just was my ability, really, that took him down. Alright. Awesome. Alright, level up here before this next round. Kinetic. Damage of the arrows. I'll get crit damage. Crit chance. More movement. It's good. More health. That's fine. Multicast there. Reroll that. Okay, damage of the hounds. We definitely want to get that.
Alright, let's see what you got.
We have over 300 aptitude, which is kind of crazy. There we go. One more wave coming up. Can't even see any enemies. Just like they're gone before anything can happen. Yeah, so you can tell that there is just a crazy amount of damage in this build because of crit. Now, there's a lot of characters that can do this kind of like crit build. This is not the only one, certainly. But I think you just have such good ways to get aptitude in this build, and your dogs just do so much like damage with this particular artifact is have so much crit damage that I think it's very good for this character in particular. So there you go, under 6 minutes. Defeating this on highest curse. So we can go through these boss rounds just to see kind of like more, you know, late game-ish what the build will look like.
All lords, no breaks. Hell, let's do this.
One thing that we can look out for is things that trigger when we crit, like, I don't know, like bleed or like, you know, poison or doom or any of that. Like, especially as we kind of go into later stages, that's something that you could definitely, like, watch out for. Because we're going to crit on every single hit. So you can look out for things that trigger on crit. That should be good. That, no, it's just more prowess. That's great. We roll, get more crit chance. Cast. Damage. Cast frequency of that. I'll reroll. Okay. Damage modifier of most of our skills. Pretty good. Multicast. All attacks apply bleed. We already have that. We'll upgrade it though. Increase damage of all bleed. I mean, that's good. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'll turn the VFX down a little bit. Probably a little bit more, just so I can see what the enemies are doing. Oh yeah. Down quick.
Sweet neck. Thank you, Soulstone.
Another 12 levels here, so go ahead and use them. Speed, area of effect, bleed damage. Just get more block, that's okay. Sure. Get area modifier for that, that sounds good. Okay. There we go. Alright.
That'll do. Should have stayed in your hole, ugly. Trace me.
Very nice. Pretty quick there. More levels. Just leveling like crazy in this one. Oh, that's good. Dismemberment's good. Damage of hounds. Skill upgrade, more crit. Probably should have gotten the bleed thing there. It's okay though. Just upgrade the bleed. Yeah, sure. Crit damage. Chance. Damage. Okay. Yeah, that's just... They just go out so fast. It's always surprising when you have a build like this, and it's like... Even at this level, the enemies are really falling down fast.
Alright, let's see what you got.
There you go. One more wave coming up. Should be under 10 minutes. Now 10 more levels here. So bleed seems to be doing a lot here, so why not just grab more of that? Multicast, yeah, that's very good. Deep wounds is very good. Sure. Perfect. Okay.
Rise as one. They fall as many.
You do have to grab, like, all this food for the dogs. Probably should have mentioned that earlier, but, like, so that your dogs get the most damage possible, you do need to grab this food for them. There we go. Under 9 minutes. It's pretty awesome.
Lord King's running out of friends.
Well, that'll be all for this build. And so we can look at the damage, right? So by far and away, as I mentioned it would be, the dog bite is the most damage. Like, by far. There's not even... The Storm of Arrows did do a lot, so I think that is, like, a good one. All of your other skills should, like, give you aptitude or dazed or disoriented or something. And then Storm of Skills, right, well, it can, basically take advantage of all those stats, the crit damage and crit chance, right? And it ended up doing a lot there, too. So Storm of Arrows is definitely something you would want to slot in. So the Bleed also did a lot. 1.6. So having that Bleed in there as well, or sorry, 500. I mean, actually, 500 million. Yeah, 500 million effective damage. So yeah, it did more than Storm of Arrows. But that looked like that was helping out as well. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool build. I really like the Houndmaster. Actually, this is the character I have the highest level with. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next build video.